Hi there, I am here with my little friend, this Sherman soldier from World War II. In this short video, I must to see you how can replicate these weapons. I have a problem, an issue with my Sherman armament. I have a lot of Mauser K98 and no more about another armament. And my last diorama, for my last diorama, I do that. See, this replica, this copy of STG-44 and MP-40 with epoxy putty. I know my English is like a monkey speaking, but I hope you can understand the technique that is not new. Maybe are thousands of videos about it, but I like to share what can I do for my dioramas, for my works, and maybe for someone this can be useful. There we have two samples of MP40 and STG-44. This is my only two pieces of these weapons, and for my latest diorama, I need to more and make more of this. How can I do? I think, then I decide to make it. No from plastic, no from wood. Instead that I do some molds in putty, see, in epoxy putty. I take these little weapons, my only two of these, and take these two components, artistic epoxy putty, this, yes, and I press on this putty, and voila, we have here samples of STG, MP, and this is I don't know how these pouches name it in your language. This is this. The details are good enough for this scale, and the work is simple. The work is easy to do. I use for the mold these two components epoxy putty, and for the positive, for the weapon herself, I use the same thing. I use corn flour, yes, for no stick my fingers in the piece. Sorry for my English again. Put this flour. And then I take a little piece of epoxy putty, thin piece, very thin, because later we can cut this. Press with her fingers, see, their fingers, justamente ahí. That is happen when you put no put flour, see, this corn flour, this stick in your finger. But if you can see that this piece is really good, barrel itself, I can cut this. See, I don't use the form of this barrel in no weapons, but if you can say, you can see we have the shape of this weapon. We can repeat that again and again and again. Every mold is useful for many pieces, and the process is the same each time. Yes. Again, a thin piece of putty, press in your mold. See. I talk in Spanglish. Press, and press, and then carefully you must to retire this, and while again we have the shape of the weapon. You can make the replica. And press on this, and we have two. We have here my little friend. This rifle is made with this technique. Is painted with acrylic and with graphite pencil for the details. And this is all. We later can or must cut this shape with a cutter, with a knife, a sharp knife. But this is all the work. We retire that, and we have here two samples with other material that is called clay. See, porcelana free in Spanish. And we have many shape, many MP40 and SG44 shape. More graphite for can we appreciate some details. Details are not wow, but are details. And if you need some piece of this for your diorama, you can say that is that better than nothing. Yes, we have these pieces of weaponry without the barrel. You can see that is not the better sample, but you can see that is similar to an MP40. We have here STG44 without the magazine, and two more pieces of MP40 without the barrel. STG again, MP40. I repeat, I cut this from the mold with a sharp knife or a cutter, and that is all the work. This is another example with made with this cold clay. I add to these pieces with pieces of wire. This is old telephonic wire. For made the barrels, for made the this piece that you can put in your shoulders for secure firing. I don't remember the name. And the only thing we rest to do is paint. Again, there is another sample of STG44 made with this technique. And you can see that the shape is very similar, and we can have many of these pieces if we are short of supply with me, or we have nothing see, or one piece of this. We can replicate many pieces of equipment, not only weaponry, instead cartridge pouch, helmets, and another tools and piece of equipment that you require for your diorama, for your work, for your piece of modelism. Then you have here two pieces, MP40 Tamillas, MP40, and his daughter. Yes, this is little black. And if you paint it, you've painted that, we have here a weapon, a worthy weapon for your diorama, for your soldier. The only bad thing about this technique is that we have only a face of each weapon. But if you can put this weapon touching the chest of the soldier, or put this in the surface of the tank, is easy to do, and the result is good. The same technique is for this wheel of my Never. Yes, it's the same technique. I have only two wheels for another kit, and we that this, and we have these results. Then there is my little friend again. See you. Thank you. Maybe this video is useful for one.